Well, good morning, everyone. It is so great to be with you. And I'm so glad that you are here with us today. And, being together supports us in refueling. Who needs to refuel? Nobody? Yeah, a few of us. Some are like, I need to refuel. Yeah, we need to refuel and deepen spiritually. And that's what we do when we come together. And connecting with spirit is how we connect. And it is how we show up, and it's how we keep our spirits lifted. I just have to say this. I'm so sorry that the relationship between the US and the Canada is nothing to do with us. But what is happening just breaks my heart. And you, if you've been following, I just want to affirm that it really breaks our heart. But here we are, connected together. And this helps us remember who we are and what we're here to do. And your presence here is truly a blessing. And so we're going to say together things we've been saying each week. And actually, Dr. Maya has asked for these things so that you can repeat them. She's really enjoyed saying these things together. And so we say, I am pro-kindness, pro-peace, pro-equality, pro-love, pro-inclusion, pro-hope, and pro-diversity. And our unity principles, we remember them with the acronym OMPA, omnipresence, oneness, mind, prayer, and action. And we say together, we affirm it for ourselves, first of all, I am a cherished light in my community, shining with divine love and purpose. Now, I know that's a lot to remember, but I invite you to turn to someone and say this. So let me say it to Ron. Beloved Ron, you are a cherished light in our community, shining with divine love and purpose.
Mitzi, you are a divine light and
you are a cherished
light in our community, shining with divine love and purpose.
That's wonderful. Now find someone to exchange this with.
You are a cherished light.
You are a cherished light. Shine on. Yeah. All right. As Ron would say, beautiful, cherished light. So we all feeling that? Isn't that lovely to do that? It's kind of like exchanging the peace, but we get to exchange with others. And so all of you online too, you are beloved, cherished lights in our community, shining with divine love and purpose. And we extend our love to you. And now I forgot to do this last week. So if you had a birthday or an anniversary in the last 2 weeks, let me know, or one coming up. No birthday? Oh, yes, William, we did sing to you. Yes. Anyone else? Yes.
Our wedding anniversary, August 11th.
August 11th. Well, we're so happy for you, Claire and Elise. Yes. Blessings and love and continued joy in your marriage. Absolutely. Anyone else?
September 4th.
Yes. Well, happy birthday to you on September 4th. Yes. John. Donna, happy birthday to you. When's September 12th? Well, happy birthday to you. And I hope this tradition will continue because it just acknowledges everyone. So we're so glad to celebrate. And all of you online, if there are any anniversaries or birthdays, we celebrate you as well. So now we say together, and I'll read it and then you repeat the Celtic Lord's Prayer that we've been saying. Holy One beyond all names, eternal wellspring, may love rise again in us today. With food for every table, shelter for every family, and reverence for every life. Forgive us our failings in love, and free us from all falseness, that the light of our souls may shine, and the strength of our spirits endure, for earth and all its people, this day, tonight, and forever. Amen, and so it is. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be well. May all beings be safe. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. And now I'll read the prayer of St. Francis, or pray the prayer of St. Francis. And I just invite you to take this in to yourself and really contemplate the words of this prayer. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is injury, let me bring pardon. Where there is doubt, let me bring faith. Where there is despair, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, let me bring your light. Where there is sadness, let me bring joy. O divine teacher, let me not seek as much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen. Deep breath. So sadly, this is our last week with you at Unity of Montreal. And Dr. Maya, our beloved Dr. Maya, has already invited us to return. And yes, I see some cheers and things going up, and we have really, really loved connecting with each of you here so very much. We have cherished the outings that we have had, the adventures, and the sacred times of hospitality. And it's truly been a joy to meet all of you and to connect and to hear your life story and your stories and your passions, and my goodness, and to spend time in this beautiful, vibrant city of Montreal. Now, last week, a few of us went to see the Aura light show at the Notre Dame Basilica. And if you haven't seen it yet, I really encourage you to go. I was captivated. It's mystical, it's magical, it is amazing, unlike anything I have seen before. And I felt like, and I know someone else in this community as well, felt like they'd been transported to another land, to mystical engagement of something, feeling almost like it was an out-of-body experience. And then our little group of merry wanderers continued exploring. We went along the pier. We found this place that is beloved by one of our members who said there is this place called Pizza and Slice, or Slice and Soda. And we had the biggest slice of pizza I have ever had in my life. And it was delicious. And we also had a magnificent day exploring the Le Plateau area and La Fontaine Park. And then we went to a wonderful little cafe in the park, which was delicious and magnificent. And that was followed by city memoir. People have been taking us out in this community to enjoy these. And then yesterday we enjoyed a tour of Verdun. And the river and the beach and the festival. And I just want to give a thank you without making anyone feel embarrassed or whatever to everyone who has really celebrated with us their magnificent city, invited us over to their homes and taken us out for delicious treats. And these adventures continue on Tuesday for us as we go to Quebec City. We've been invited to go there. So all that to say, we're going to miss you. And we're going to miss this amazing city. Phoenix is nothing like this, nothing. And so we've loved the park as well over here. And so today we have arrived at the final stanza of Desiderata. And this is a poem we've been exploring the last few weeks. And if you've missed any of it, you can catch it on the Unity Center de Montreal on the YouTube site. But today, as we celebrate the culmination of this journey, I'm going to read the final stanza, and you're going to hear the entire poem later in the message. So here's the last verse. You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars, you have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt, the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him, I say, or her, to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham drudgery and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. And there is another little bit that is not in here, interestingly, but we're going to read this. We're going to look at, you are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars, you have a right to be here. And this first line is the absolute truth. You belong. You belong. You belong. You are not an accident. Your existence is intentional. And from a unity perspective, this is the revelation of our divine identity. The Christ nature within us that cannot be diminished or lost, that cannot be argued away by fear or comparison. Jesus, the master teacher, lived from the awareness that every person carries the same divine spark that he carried. And his message was not worship me. It was wake up to what is true of you. Now, each of us comes from something holy and is made of the same life that spins galaxies and opens blossoms. You are not separate from the source that created you. You are no less than the trees and the stars. So say with me, I am no less than the trees and the stars.
I am no less than the trees and the stars.
And again, I am no less than the trees and the stars. Yes, you are no less than the trees or the stars. So stop shrinking yourself. Trees don't apologize for taking up space. The trees over in NDG Park or any of your beautiful parks, La Fontaine, or the one that I'm still learning how to pronounce, don't shrink when people walk by. They don't shrink when there is a music festival going in. And they don't shrink when a dog does its business nearby to it. No, they stand tall and present. And stars don't question whether they're shining too brightly. They exist because life wanted them to exist. And so do you, beloveds. You're here because you are an essential part of the universe at this very moment. And you have a right to be here. That speaks to the places within us that feel unworthy, unseen, or out of place, shaped by family or culture or our own inner critic. But the truth is, you have a right to be here because you are here. You have a right to be here because you are here. And because you are love expressing. The Christ within you has always belonged. The Christ within you has always been worthy. And the Christ within you has always been enough. So you matter. You belong. You are a part of something vast and holy, and you are allowed to take up space in this world. So I invite you to do something with me. I invite you, without hitting your neighbor or banging into them, that means if you need to, you can stand up, to stretch and take up space. You might even stand up for a moment and take up as much space as you can. You have a right to be here. Yes, excellent. You have a right to be here. Take up that space and do that in your life. Wonderful, because you matter, and you can sit again. I love that you did that. I love that you see you have a right to be here. Next line, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. When countries are bombing one another, when cruelty and injustice scream, when we have countries destroying alliances that have been in place for decades, centuries, it's hard to believe that anything is unfolding as it should. And we shouldn't pretend otherwise, because unity doesn't ask us to deny suffering or call harm divine order. That's not the truth. That is denial when we do that. It's just simply denial that things are happening. So what this line calls us to hold is that there is a deeper unfolding beneath the chaos. Not that everything happening is good, but that good is still moving. Let me say that again. Not that everything happening is good, but that good is still moving. And unity is not about denial of pain, but insistence that pain is not the final word, because love refuses to stay silent. Jesus walked amid the world to transform it from the inside out. His life shows us that even in the darkest chapters, something within us can still rise. Even in a world that feels unsteady and unjust, there is a deeper unfolding, and we are a part of it. We are each a part of that deeper unfolding. And I've seen such beautiful testaments of love and generosity in you here, in this community. Not only here on Sundays, but in the things that you shared with me and the way that you share with others. There you are, giving of your time, your talent, and your treasure. Doing it because it is your nature. Delivering meals to those in need. Supporting those selling magazines. Listening to others at bus stops. Taking the time to connect. Picking Ron and I up at the airport in the pouring rain and amid all sorts of traffic closures, and then offering us a bag of chips to eat. Cleaning the ministry lodging in preparation for our arrival. Taking us to beautiful places that we wouldn't otherwise have seen. Getting on Zoom each day for a meditation. Getting on Zoom on a Sunday. And leading a ministry when you're halfway around the world. Bringing snacks for hospitality. Having us over for delicious meals and sharing such a beautiful time of deep connection. Showing us this beauty of the city you live in. And I see the blessing that you are. And I see how you are with others. And you are amazing, each of you. Next line. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him or her to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations. In the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. Now, this doesn't ask us to agree on theology, even within unity. It's okay to have differing viewpoints. It's okay to say, well, I believe this and I believe that. It's okay. We are joined by our connectivity, by our community. And we don't have to pretend that the world is gentle, but this invites us into deep connection with the spirit of peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. It encourages us to stop wrestling with God and start resting in God. Let me say that again. To stop wrestling with God and start resting in God. Not God as a distant deity, but the Christ presence within. We don't have to wait for life to calm down to find peace, because we might be waiting a very long time for the world to calm down right now. But we can still have peace within our soul. Life doesn't promise an easy path. It doesn't say it's always going to be sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. But spirit, the presence within, and the teachings of unity, and of this beautiful poem, Desiderata, remind us that peace is our inner steadiness. And each of us have access to the same centered peace that Jesus carried. Keep peace with your soul. Let your soul be your sanctuary. Affirm with me. My soul is my sanctuary.
My soul is my sanctuary.
Again, my soul is my sanctuary. One more time. My soul is my sanctuary. My soul is welcome here. So when you sing that on Sundays, it is a joyful song to sing. It is something to really celebrate and honor. And from that peace, we meet that world. We meet the world with clarity and compassion and courage. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. This is the last section. Many things in this world break our hearts. And it's important not to acknowledge otherwise. But still, beauty persists. In your own lives, you may have experienced times where you had a very dark night of the soul. Maybe that dark night went on for a long period of time, a time where something unimaginable happened and you wondered how you could carry on. And we may experience unbelievable pain and loss and catastrophe, and yet, if we allow it, life can keep rising within us. Hope can keep returning because light can find its way even through the cracks, even when it seems impossible. Be cheerful isn't about ignoring what hurts. It's about allowing even the smallest of joys to matter and noticing what's good even when the world feels happy. We found a cat cafe, at least I didn't, but we found a cat cafe, and you all know I love cats. And it was in the not the platitude, yeah, plateau. I want to say the platitudes, not the platitudes, the plateau. And just going in there and seeing the cats, find something that brings you joy. Maybe in the morning it's a cup of coffee. I've heard from some of you that you like to take your coffee back to bed with you. And you know what? I like to do the same thing. And enjoying that coffee, it's the simple joys that remind us and keep us going sometimes, even when the world feels heavy. Strive to be happy. That isn't about forced positivity. It's the inner work of raising our consciousness, that daily practice of connecting with our divine center. And it's remembering that happiness is not something we have to chase, but it's a state of being that we return to when we align with the Christ light within. Metaphysically, the last stanza of Desiderata is a call to resurrection consciousness, to know from the depth of your being that you are worthy and you are here by divine appointment, and to trust that goodness is still moving amid chaos. To remember it is still a beautiful world, not because everything is right, but because spirit is at work and you are part of that work. Unity minister and author Eric Butterworth, who's familiar with Eric Butterworth? Yes. He said, there is a principle and a process of wholeness within every person. You can become what you innately are, and the innateness of you that far transcends anything you have ever conceived of in your wildest flights of fancy. Isn't that amazing? We are already that within us. And we can become more of that. And so we remember the journey we've been on together with Desiderata, how it began by reminding us how easily the world's noise can drown out our inner knowing. And it invited us back to the quiet place, to peace, to wisdom, to guidance, and that is always available. And we practiced listening for that still, steady voice. And we explored the freedom that comes when we release comparison and we remember our own inherent worth, and that our worth is not earned and it is not dependent on achievement or what we do. It is simply the truth of our being. And we reflected on trusting our own unfolding, loosening our grip on outcomes, and meeting ourselves with compassion. Compassion. And there goes the rain. Yeah. We remembered that divine order is at work even when the next step isn't clear. And we looked at humility not as shrinking, but as staying open and taking up space, staying teachable and grounded in truth rather than ego or striving. And we've affirmed what defines us is the love that we express and the presence we bring. And we practice compassion for ourselves, for one another, and for the world. And we remember that everyone carries burdens, unseen burdens that they might not share. and that gentleness is a form of spiritual strength. And finally, we arrived at the poem's closing blessing, a reminder that even in a world that feels chaotic or fragile, there is still beauty. There is still goodness. There is still reason to hope. Not because life is perfect, but because the presence within us is greater than anything around us. Because we are here to be co-creators of a more compassionate world. And so, beloveds, this is our blueprint for being, the path we've chosen to be on. From outer noise to inner clarity, from comparison to authenticity, from fear to trust, from judgment to compassion, from despair to a renewed sense of beauty and belonging. Desiderata has helped us remember who we are and how we want to walk through this world. Now, shortly, we're going to listen to an absolutely beautiful recording of this song. Now, back in 1971, an American TV host named Les Crane took Desiderata to the top of the pop charts, and it was a huge hit, spoken over a beat, and it was almost like a radio sermon. And there is also a version by the great Australian who's singer Kamal, and he took the same timeless words and gave them a completely different life. Instead of just reciting the poem, he wrapped it in this beautiful, glorious musical arrangement with a chorus so catchy, warm, and uplifting that you can't help but smile when you hear it. And for me, Kamal's version is so beautiful, and it hits a much deeper place. Les Crane tells you that the world is a beautiful place, but Kamal actually lets you feel the beauty of it. He reminds us that spiritual truth isn't heavy or solemn, it's something to be celebrated. And you may notice that the words at the very end differ from the text we've been exploring. For example, be careful instead of be cheerful. And that's because the poem was passed around informally for decades, and a simple copying error made its way into some printed versions and eventually into recordings. So now, as we prepare to listen to this song, I invite you to let it really fully embrace you, and you may even start to sing along with the chorus. Really let yourself feel it and celebrate the gift of this life together.
Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others. Even the dull and ignorant, they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there'll be greater and lesser persons than yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt, the universe is unfolding as it should. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career. However humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to the virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection, neither be cynical about love. For in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you. No doubt, the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive Him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be careful, strive to be happy.
You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. You are a child of the universe.
So it's got beautiful images there. It's got the writing up there. And make that part of your spiritual practice for the next week or so, or for as long as you like, to really ground yourself and sing and get into that knowing that you are a child of the universe and you have a right to be here. Because whoever feels like less than, come on now. Come on, everyone put your hand up. We all at times feel less than. So whenever we do, we sing that and we do just simple things. We take up space. We just go out and I love, some of you love to take off your shoes and get grounded in the earth. Yes, I see that, Anna. And so you take up I was just sharing before service that, you can take the minister out of her traditional place where she is, but you can't take the habits out of the minister. Because I shared with a few of you, one of the things I do at Unity of Tempe before service is I go out, once we're all set up, I go out in the parking lot. Actually, I go wander around the meditation garden and do prayers and things, first of all. But I go out in the parking lot and I greet those who are coming in. And I just share love with both communities, with the Epiphany and with our community. And of course, there I am on the top of the steps doing the same thing. And I thought, why am I out here? Because it's a kind of a welcoming. And so I encourage you to do that too, to just, as you're here on a Sunday, to bless the neighborhood as well. There's a lot of work going on next door and, it's not pretty right now, but send blessings to that it will be a blessing to this community here and that divine guidance will lead this community in the direction that it is to go next, because something next is unfolding here. And so we affirm that and we know that. And so, yes, listen to the YouTube version, get it into your spiritual practices. And this poem is truly life-changing if we continue to work with it. And as I said, when I go home, I will be working on the editing of the book version of the Spiritual Companion, The Way of Wisdom that accompanies this. So let us take a deep breath together and let us anchor this entire series now in prayer. And we feel the lingering warmth of the song, of the poem, of just the presence of being here together in community. And we breathe in that truth of desiderata, and we feel it settle into every cell of our body. And through this series, we've been reminded of a simple, profound reality. We do not have to strive to be worthy. We do not have to rush to catch up with our own lives. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. Affirm that silently. With your hand on your heart, affirm it silently to yourself a few times. I am a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. Yes, and that little dingy sound, you might think it's an inconvenience. No, that little voice message right now is God affirming. Yes, you are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. And now affirm, I have a right to be here, silently within your own heart. And so we give thanks for the journey that we've shared and for every insight. For every insight, where there is noise, we choose peace. And that peace may look different to each of us. Peace may not be complete silence. It may be, you may find peace amid a festival. You may find peace just from doing those things that bring you such joy. Art, or a walk in a park, or helping another person. Whatever it is for you, we choose peace. Where there is comparison, we choose self-compassion. And where there is anxiety about tomorrow, and there certainly is quite a lot of that, we choose to rest in the beauty of today. I rest in the beauty of this moment. And we keep peace with our souls. We trust the unfolding. We know that beyond all illusions, the world is still beautiful and spirit is still good. And we wrap this community and the city and beyond, the entire country and the world in a circle of love. It's a beautiful song by Karen Drucker. I send my love over the ocean and it returns to me. And we send our love out, beacons of light, beacons of peace, beacons of community. And we carry this truth into the world to be cheerful, to strive, to be happy, and to remember that we are always eternally at home in spirit. And so it is. Amen. And so say with me, I am a beloved child of God, here to be an ambassador of good.
Here to be an ambassador of hope.
Good. And I know that some of you like the word love, here to be an ambassador of love, and that is absolutely fine. You get to decide what you say. I may say something and you're like, I like this word better. And that is absolutely perfect because it shows that you are an individual expression of spirit expressing perfectly as you. So we're going to say that one more time and you choose. You may like the good and you may like another word. I am a beloved child of God, here to be an ambassador of good.
Here to be an ambassador of hope.
Wonderful. And now we take our, I still haven't got this collection thing down, so I know you know how to do it. I think you just do it at the back. I'm still not sure about this. I would have it done a different way, but I'm not, I'm leaving, this week.
There are envelopes.
There are envelopes thank you. There are envelopes at the black. We bless the envelopes at the black back right there. We bless them. And we say together, I am a joyful sharer of my good. I remember that as I give, I receive, and that God is my source. And so we bless all of these donations, however they come in, whether they come in online, whether they come in person, we bless that. We bless the support of Unity, Centre de Montreal, and we bless the work of this ministry. And we are grateful, and we know that we are truly blessed also. And so we say our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. It is well with my soul, and I am grateful.